What's up guys, Matthew Maths. Today we've got another top 5. I was not sure what video to upload today. It's like 4:30, so this will be up in like an hour or two once I'm done. And I was like, oh wait, it's Tuesday. And I've been doing lists on Tuesdays. Mainly because I thought to myself, well, top Tuesday, yeah. I never actually say that in the videos, but that's how I decided on the day, because I wanted to do these again. So we've got top 5 favorite defense wheels for standard. So I wonder what I'm going to do when I run out of parts lists, for different formats. Anyway, only 5 because after number 5 there is a drop off, and I got 4D, so don't want to spend too much time talking about those, which is why we're starting with death. Do I like death more than some of the other things on this list? Yes. I'd probably use death for defense before some of the things on this list because I still tend to prefer 4D to Synchrom. Even though I like Synchrom and I like a lot of metal wheels in 0G, I still do prefer regular metal fight. But death is something that's going to be talked about in 4D, so I put it first. Death is really good. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong. I believe it's slightly worse than, or I think it's slightly better than Duo in defense, but it's not as good in stamina. Not quite as good. It's still got really good stamina, but not quite as good in stamina. So Death outclassed by Duo, but Death is still really good. It's a great part, especially in 4D, but this is standard. And because, there's specifically standard wheels that aren't available in 4D, I put this 5 so we can spend more time talking about those because that's a bit more interesting. So, number 4. Revisor. Revisor could easily be higher on this list. I believe it's the best for pure defense from Synchrom. The reason it's not as high for me is 2 things. First of all, I go off the looks. Revisor is not my favorite. I like the other metal wheels more than a Revisor by look. And also, I remember seeing something that Revisor doesn't have much defense. Now, you can put anything with a Synchrom, you can combo anything together for Synchrom. But, and some things don't go to, I don't think, okay, how good is Dragoon to Dragoon? That's how I'm rating Dragoon and stuff like that. I know there's some things that specifically go good together, or they go good with other things, or there's backup options. I believe Pegasus, Ifrit, Griff, there's some mixing and matching there between those 3, at least if you couldn't double some of them. But for all of the metal wheels that are 0G that are in this list, you could double them or you can mix and match them. But if you mix and match them, you're also talking about the other thing. For example, if I put Gyarados and Balro together from attack, well, that says as much for Balro as it does Gyarados, and vice versa, So there's got to be some type of tiebreaker, and this not having as much stamina if you double it, which is my favorite way for 0G. I just like doubling things if I can. I'm not against not doubling it. I'll make something Revisor instead of Revisor. But because it's lesser in stamina, that's just a big thing for me. I can't have too little stamina. So Revisor, despite being maybe the best for pure defense, kind of like RS is the best pure defense tip, I believe. It's got the worst stamina. Same thing with Revisor here. It's number 4. Number 3 was originally behind it. Killerkin. I read that Killerkin was actually pretty good for defense, so I put Killerkin here. The big thing for me with Killerkin is I like the look of it more, so if I'm putting it on top, I'd rather put Killerkin on top and not Revisor on top. If I'm doubling up, Killerkin, dropped it. But one thing that held it back a little bit, but I think this with the next one too. I think of them more as stamina before defense. But when I looked at Revisors, would I really double up Revisor? Would I put Revisor on top? No, I'd put Killerkin on top, which is why I put Killerkin a bit higher. We'll talk about this one more in the stamina too. I don't know quite its defensive capabilities, honestly. This is actually the last thing I put on the list because I didn't have 5 things, and I was like, what else is good for defense? I'm just going to go look it up. And I found that Killerkin was, apparently, so I guess Killerkin's good for defense. From my experience, I guess it's not bad for defense. Just, I think stamina more than before I think defense. Speaking of stamina before defense, Gimbal. Gimbal also does have good defense, and I know it has good defense. I do think of it as stamina before defense, but not as much like Killerkin. Killerkin, I think of stamina and then defense. Gimbal, I think like Duo. It can be used for both, but I lean stamina before defense. Gimbal is my favorite synchron wheel. Is my favorite synchron wheel? I forgot where it was on the list. It's one of my favorite synchron wheels. It's definitely my favorite out of the stamina and defense grouping of them. Well, I guess Oroja is really cool, but Oroja is totally outclassed. So Gimbal is my favorite that's actually, you know, half decent. I think it's got a really cool look. This is my orange one. I've got a banded gimbal, but I never put the stickers on it. I don't know why, but now, because it's so rare, I've just kind of kept the stickers on it off of it because I don't want to ruin the stickers. And I'm not one to put things like nail polish or anything like that. So I've got 3 of these total. I've got more backup stickers if ever comes to that for the Shinobi gimbal. But I like Gimbal a lot. I think it's a really cool looking wheel. I think it's got a really cool looking face bolt. And Gimbal's just really awesome. That's why I like it. It's a good part for defense. That's why it's on the list. But particularly, it's one of my favorite looks. And if I'm putting a metal wheel on top, it's gonna be Gimbal. Maybe that killer can. I do like that killer can on top, but Gimbal, I'm a big fan of. And last but not least, Duo. Obviously, everybody knew this was coming. Duo is the best of the 4D wheels. It's the one thing banned in 4D, so naturally it was going to be on this list. And I love the look of Duo. I think it looks great, but particularly, I love putting focus. I love putting energy rings and fusion wheels and everything on it. I think my favorite energy ring reels tend to be the stamina and defense focused ones, like Asher and Aquarium, Bull, etc. And Duo is stamina defense, so it matches perfectly. Absolutely love Duo. I've won a lot of CBTs with it. Easily my favorite. Like, there's no question here. I like Duo more than Death. Duo is better than Death. Duo is easy number 1. I like Duo more than Synchron. Or I like 40 more than Synchron, regular 40, so. Regular Metal Fight, and I like 40 more than Synchron, so naturally Duo was going to be on the list at number 1. So, that's my list. Death, Revisor, Killer Ken, Gimbal, Duo. You'll probably see a lot of some of these at least on the next one as well, because it's stamina. I do think of all of these top 3 in stamina first before defense, personally. But they're also really good at defense. So, because I like them more, they top the defensive list as well. So tell me what your favorite standard defense wheels are. I'm probably going to go defense for the next CBT. I'm going to be going on a string of defense for the next 3. And I'm pretty excited. So, tell me what you guys think in the comments below. What are your favorites? What do you like? What do you dislike? And I will see you guys in the next video.